Hey sis, today we are digging into 3 reasons that you haven't rank advanced yet. Wah, wah, wah. I know. I feel you. I know what it feels like to want to go next level and think that you are doing everything right, putting in all the work, and yet you can't seem to break through that glass ceiling. Maybe you aren't duplicating. Maybe your marketing and messaging aren't working for your audience. The leads just don't seem to be converting. Okay, well today we are going to go through and break down those 3 reasons so that you can grab that next rank advancement and that extra money, honey. So let's go ahead and do this.
Welcome to the More to Motherhood podcast. If you have a calling on your heart to play bigger, to impact more people with your business, mission, or the team that you've created, but you can't seem to get there, then this is the perfect podcast for you. Together, we will rise by smashing the glass ceilings and stepping into our greatest potential. Hi, I'm Kristen, busy wife and mama of 3, top 1% network marketer, and your new sassy best friend. I believe that as a busy mom boss, you have what it takes inside of you to be an incredible mom and an empowered businesswoman. If you're ready to do the work, I'm ready to be your BFF and mentor you on this journey to help you create your 6-figure side hustle and beyond. It's time to uncover the more inside of your motherhood. Let's do this.
Okay, before we get started, if you want a coach that has the tools, has the duplication in place, then I encourage you to check out my company. It's a network marketing company, and come work with me. I would love that. Me and my amazing tribe, we got it all going on over here. So I would really encourage you, if you have not found your home yet, if you're feeling like this isn't quite it yet, this isn't quite the place for you, well, sis, I encourage you to come on over here, just take a look, see what we got going on here, because I truly believe after 10 months of searching for a company, that this company that I'm working with and I'm partnered with literally checks all of the boxes. We have an amazing tribe here. Systems and tools in place, including done-for-you content to break through that next level that awaits you in your entrepreneurial journey. I know you will just love it, and all the boxes that have literally been checked off, you have to check it out. So reach out to me on Instagram at More to Motherhood, or email me moretomotherhood@gmail.com with the subject line tribe to get more info. Okay, let's dig in. If you hear my door opening and shutting, y'all, this is this mom life. I'm renovating my house. So I have workers here. I'm literally working in my kitchen right now, recording this podcast for y'all in my kitchen because I have people drilling all over the place, and it's going to rain outside, so I couldn't go outside. So anywho, just so you know what's going on over here in this Hot Mess Express, I just wanted y'all to know where I was coming from. Okay, let's dig in to the 3 reasons why you're not rank advancing, because sister, I want to see you win so badly. One of the things that I just love in this business is to see people succeed and have success and feel like they finally made it. And the reason for that is because I have been exactly where you are. I have felt like I was doing all of the things. I get emotional. I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. I felt like I was doing all of the things. And for 4 years, y'all, I worked at a company that I felt like I was putting in all the work. I was leaving my house. I was going to events. I was interpreting events for some of my deaf team members. I literally was doing every single thing, hosting salad in a jar parties. I was with a health and wellness company, doing all of these things, and still I wasn't moving the needle. And that was 3.5 years, you guys, that I never gave up on that company. And it was because I loved it, right? And I loved my tribe. But eventually I had to come to terms with that what I was doing wasn't working out, and I needed a change. In order for me to succeed, I recognized that I needed a change. I needed different leadership, all the things. So with that being said, some of the reasons that I've noticed with why my clients aren't rank advancing, or why you might not be rank advancing, is consistency. Okay. So this is just a small one. So we might have 3.5 reasons, but consistency, because y'all know that consistency pays, right? So I have clients, I even have people on my own team that are like, people aren't coming to me. Well, people are going to come to you, but you also have to go to them too. But the other piece too is that you have to show up consistently whatever you're doing, even if you're not building on social media, which I know like 99% of you are. You have to show up consistently. You have to post every day. You have to be willing to go live. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. Because if you post every single day for a month and then you stop posting, well, that's not consistency, right? There, you're not showing up. And along with that is messaging and marketing, right? So if you're not showing up consistently, you're not pouring in value, showing up so that people can learn to know, like, and trust you, know, love, and trust you. Heck, you are amazing, right? So if you're not showing up consistently every single day, at least once a day, and once a week at least on live, then how are people on social media supposed to get to know you if you never show your face, if you never talk to them, if you never interact with them, if you never show up for them? Why would they show up for you and purchase from you, right? So you have to be consistent. That is number one. So when I ask people, are you being consistent? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you're posting on social media every day. You're going live once a week. You're literally, oh no, I'm not doing that. Well, then you're not being consistent, right? People are waiting to see what kind of person you are, what kind of business you're leading, because they want to join someone who's consistent and who's a leader. I'm not saying you have to be a 6-figure business owner, but if you're consistent every single day, it doesn't matter if you're the top of the company or not. People want to join someone that's consistent, that's going to be there for them when they join, right? So you need to start showing up consistently on social media. Show your face, interact with your audience, post things of value. So that's the next piece, is messaging and marketing. Maybe your messaging and your marketing isn't working with your audience. Maybe you have no idea who you're even talking to or who you even want to work with. Well, that's a problem, right? Because if you don't know even who you want to work with or who you want to purchase your product or who you want to help or any of that, you're going to be speaking to no one, and that marketing and messaging is going to go nowhere. You're basically posting on social media and maybe you're being consistent, but you're not resonating with any audience because you don't have a particular audience in mind. So what I would recommend for you guys to do is to go back to my marketing podcast. It's in the very beginning, one of the first 10 episodes. It's all about marketing and how to brand yourself. That's it, how to brand yourself so that you can figure out who you want to work with. Who you have the choice, right? You have the choice in this amazing industry to work with whoever you want. And there are people that I just don't want to work with. I don't want to work with negative Nancy's. I don't want to work with people who say, I can't. I just don't have the energy for that. I want to work with people like me that see the possibility, that are positive, that are go-getters, that are consistent, that they're not going to give up, that they're going to hustle and work hard, but they're also going to make sure that their family's a priority, because I never want someone to join me in business and have them push their family or their children to the back burner. That's not what this business is about. And I've seen people do it. So I'm all about helping you create some sort of balance. And I'm not saying that there is any perfect balance, because there's just not. But so that they are doing this business and loving it and not getting burnt out, but they're going after it. They know that they can do this in the nooks and crannies, the hour a day or the half-hour time blocks that they have each and every day, because they want this, right? Those are the people that I want to work with. So you have to think of who you want to work with and go back to that podcast about branding and figuring out who your avatar is, because that is super important. So you're going to be consistent on social media. You're going to be speaking to someone that you want to work with and that you know that you can help, right? You know that you can help someone that's 2 or 3 steps behind you. So look for those people. Look for you a couple of steps behind you, right? But you know that you can help these people. And so you need to have a specific messaging in place for when you're showing up for your audience, right? And you need to be delivering them some sort of value, something that's valuable to them, that's not just pitching your product all the time, right? I was talking to my sister the other day and she's like, I just come off so salesy. And I'm like, yeah, because you're cold calling people. So don't cold message or cold call people, by the way. You don't want to do the cold messaging thing. That's just going to deflate your spirit, and people are going to basically tell you to go fly a kite. So don't be cold messaging people. Don't get to that desperate point. Serve people. It's going to take a little bit longer to foster that know, love, and trust factor, that relationship with people. But if you're consistent and then you're speaking to your people every day on social media and you know who you're talking to and who you want to help, you're going to get some engagement. You're going to get some interaction. And from there, you develop a relationship and you find out what they need and you give them a solution, right? So that's what that's about. So those two are really big. The third big one is, great, now you have people on your team. What are you telling them to do? Do you have a system in place? Do you have tools in place for them to duplicate? Because it's great if you're awesome at bringing on customers and recruiting and all these things, but if you don't teach your team how to do it also, then that's where your business is going to fall flat. You need to have duplication or replication, right? They're not doing exactly what you do because they're still being them. You want to teach them to be themselves, but you want to give them tools and systems and processes to follow. So for my team, I have all sorts of verbiage and everything. Everyone needs a little bit of help with how to approach people, but then they have to be their own person, right? Because if you're showing up as someone you think you should be and not showing up as yourself, your audience is going to see through that too. So you need to have a system and a process in place where people have some idea of what to say, how to reach out to people, how to connect with people, but also when they have someone come on, how to plug them in. We have an awesome one link tree that just goes through all the things that people need to go through to get started. Checklist, this is what you have to do first 30 days. Here you go. Here's some content that's already provided for you, right? That's duplicatable because then people can go in and edit and tweak that. They don't have to recreate the wheel. They don't have to have a business degree to build this business, right? They just have to have the system in place. And a system is something that is largely done without you needing to be there all the time, right? So I brought in over 80 people in 2 months. I have over almost 400 people or 400 plus people, I can't remember at this point, on my team. I can't coach each and every single person individually anymore, as much as I would love to. And my leader knows this too. I just love to pour into people, but I would get so burnt out and exhausted if I met with every single person one-on-one. So when you're onboarding people on your team and you're duplicating that process, that's a process that you should be communicating with people that you bring on in their first 30 days daily, but they also have to come to you. And then also making sure that they have a system to plug into so that they don't need you to be with them every step of the way on every single Zoom, on every single this or that. They have a system that's kind of automated, that's duplicatable. They just plug someone in and they can run with it and come to you for questions. That's the kind of system that you need, but it needs to be the same. It needs to be a process that you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. Because I told people when I spoke on stage at my company launch event, I'm the number one recruiter in the company, okay? And I told people there's nothing that I do necessarily better than you. What I have gotten really good at though is doing one thing over and over and over again. I have a system that I teach my team of how to recruit. Messages that I send, they make it sound like them. This is the information that I send. This is how I connect them in the three-way chat, literally step by step by step. And I do that systematically over and over and over again. And that's how I became an awesome recruiter, is because I have a system for myself. And then I turn around and I teach my team that system. And they do that system and they share the same information. So I'm taking all the guesswork out of that, right? So if you do these things, these three things, and actually put in the work, and I'm going to add, like I said, consistency was a half. So I'm going to add one more tip in here of why you're not rank advancing, is because you're not doing the actual work that you need to do. You're getting squirreled on Facebook. You're on your phone all the time, but every time you're on your phone, it's just like sending one message here, sending one message there. You're basically being very reactive in your business. And so you can't run a business reactively. You have to run a business proactively. So that would be my third tip. If you want to consider consistency your bonus tip. But that's my third tip. Run your business with a plan. Because I know so many people that, and Rob Sperry, I love Rob Sperry, he calls it fake working. You feel like you're working and you're doing all the right things. You're doing everything that you've been told, but you're really not. You're maybe following up with someone. You're following up with one person here, one person there. You're sending out one message, but you're on your phone the whole time. So it feels like you're working the whole time. And that used to be me, y'all. I'm going to just raise my hand right now and admit that used to be me. I thought I was working so much in my business. And then I had to call myself out and be like, you're not working. You're fake working. Because I was getting sidetracked. So I'd be on my phone for like 2 hours, but I might have done like 30 minutes of work. So when you sit down to work, make sure that you're doing the work. What do I mean by that? Make sure that you have a plan of things that you're doing each and every day. You're literally reaching out to X number of people or reaching out to people for X number of minutes. You're getting ultra focused and you're not getting squirreled on Facebook. You're literally, a message comes in and you're doing reach out messages. You do not follow up with that person. You do not answer that message. You do not get sidetracked. The task at hand is the task at hand, right? So if you're doing follow-ups and you realize you have to send a message to someone, you write their name down. You do not go and message that person because you get off track. Be intentional about your time. Do the income producing activities. What is that? That's reaching out to other people, reaching out to people that saw your stories, reaching out to people that commented on your Facebook messages, getting to know people, building your network. Reach out to people that saw your stories, commented on a live, this or that. Make those connections. Then from connections, you have conversations with those same people. You're keeping track of these names, right? Then from there, you're following up. Then from there, you're trying to get them to get a sample if they don't want to order. You're getting them information. You're bringing them through the funnel over and over, the same process every single time, right? So be super intentional about your work when you're working. Don't fake work. Don't sit there and be on your phone and reactively answering to messages, putting up a post, following up with one person, sending a sample out. Batch your tasks. Do all the reach outs. Do all the follow-ups. Do all the samples. Do all, like, in sections so that you are focused during your time block, right? You will get way more done. You'll be way more organized and you'll feel better about it. And you will realize that you won't be attached to your phone 24/7 because you won't be working, as I say in air quotes, all the time because you'll have a system in place, right? And the last piece I can impart on you is to be organized with your list. If you are organized with your list and you know, and you're keeping track of your network, that's going to make such a huge difference in your business, and you won't lose money that way. Because if you don't have your list organized, then you're losing money, right? You're losing money if you don't know who or remember who to follow up with and they're not written down, okay? So if you want a coach and you want more information like this, but free, you can come to this podcast, obviously, but you can check out my company. I highly recommend you check out your company if you feel like you haven't found your home yet. I'd love to coach you. I'd love to work with you, teach you all of these things, these systems and tools that we have in place to go next level, but you are worth it. And I want to see you break through that next level because I know that it's waiting for you on the other side of the consistency and the hard work. You just need to make a few little tweaks, right? We just need a little bit of coaching, right? So I know that you will love it. And this company's literally checked all the boxes for me. So if you are looking for a home or you're looking for a leader that's going to pour into you, please reach out to me on Instagram at @MoreToMotherhood or email me moretomotherhood@gmail.com. And I will see you guys here next week.
Hey mama, real quick before you go, if this episode helped you in some way, or you got value or learned something new from today's episode, or you just feel more inspired right now, the number one way that you can thank me is to leave me a 5-star written review. That is the number one thing I ask for showing up for you guys each week is a quick written review right over on the Apple Podcast app. I'd be so grateful. Thank you so much for being here. Just know that you can create the life of your dreams and turn your passion and purpose into your paycheck. Until next time, mama, don't forget, you are called for more.